Hello, my name is Esteban, and I'm an advocate for sobriety. And today I have been issued the arduous task of defending sobriety to a room full of people drinking at a bar. Yes, please, allow yourself to laugh at the ridiculousness of this endeavor. However, I assure you, after 6.5 minutes more, you will be singing sober praises, and together we will defeat drunkenness. Yes, that lewd whore named Drunk, sometimes laid in the trappings of a busty blonde named Tiffany, promising a night of sex, but really bad choices and in most cases low self-esteem. Or perhaps that John with the piercings and the long hair that you wouldn't normally sleep with. But all praise be to the glory of inebriation. Your inhibitions are lowered, as are your standards. And in the morning you wake up with herpes again and lying next to a sweaty sack of flesh that smells of sour whiskey and vomit. Thanks, sobriety. None of us here want to get that drunk. Not like I personally have ever been that drunk. Well, okay, maybe once, but I don't remember it, so it doesn't count. As you know, there are levels to drunkenness: blackout, hammered, plastered, bent, crunk, all kind of mean the same thing: shit-faced. Buzzed and tipsy is the state I think most of us are currently at, which we like to achieve and maintain. This crowd, for example, we're educated, liberal, most of us drive, we all have the rational sense to maintain a certain level of sobriety. No crash car, no arrest, no jail. Now I know what you're thinking. Is that boy up on the stage cross-eyed? No, you're just drunk. No, I am cross-eyed. But you also may be thinking, hold up, you sexy-ass cross-eyed Mexican faggot. It sounds to me like you may be leaning towards an endorsement of drinking alcohol. Well, guess what? I am! I'm not trying to sidestep the assignment. One definition of sober is actually not showing the signs or the effects of alcohol. As baffling as that may seem, drinking alcohol doesn't make you a drunk, just as complete abstinence is not the only definition of sober. It is possible to both consume alcohol beverages and maintain your sobriety. The reason why we as Americans have such a strong adherence to the idea of sobriety equals abstinence is because of our old friend Bill. And Bill Wilson, founder of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous in 1935, as a means to treat the identified disease of alcoholism. We have since discovered alternatives to AA, which I'll get to later. Branching out, other 12-step programs have developed in tandem with AA, applying the process to narcotics, sexual addiction, and other OCD behaviors. In over 3/4 of a century, AA has yet to prove its success. In most cases, participants fail to reach the end goal, which is total abstinence. Let me just interject here that I like to drink. I have indulged in recreational drugs, and at one point in my life, I thought I might be a sex addict. Turns out I was really just a sex advocate and wanted to help out those less fortunate souls in need. Mostly milky, corn-fed, Midwestern white boys over 6 feet tall of Irish or German descent. 312-671-1515. I've been to meetings for myself and my friends. After a few weeks, I realized AA just wasn't working for me. It wasn't that I was denying I was an alcoholic, the old cliche of the first step to realization. I just knew I wasn't like these folks. No judgment. It just wasn't me. It didn't work for me. Besides, I am suspicious of any philosophy, with a dependence on vicarious redemption principle. Maybe you all have had a similar experience. AA and other AA-based 12-step programs comprise over 90% of the recovery and treatment initiatives in America. The majority of folks in these programs are sent or forced to go by court appointment after a DUI in prison or in other social agencies. Even though AA claims that it is not associated with any religion or dogma, I don't think any government institution should be sentencing people to programs where one successful treatment is dependent on the acceptance that we must turn over our will to God, even if it is, as we understand Him, it's unconstitutional. And just like God, I can see your thoughts right now. I know you're thinking, man, that boy has a cute little butt. And you're right, it's true. I thank my African influence on the Puerto Rican side. You may also be thinking, okay, jerk face, if you take away AA, how the hell are you going to defend sobriety? Well, my friends, there are several alternatives. If you are in recovery and using the 12 steps, this is not a personal attack on you, by no means, or anyone else. This is a personal attack on dualism. I would love to come back and have a chance to smack down Christianity. Please, Steve. I'd love to talk more about that. Originating from the temperance movement and the Oxford group that spawned AA, I hold these ideals responsible. We're all past that, my brothers and sisters. One example of a rational science-based program is called Smart Recovery. This method employs motivational enhancement therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy and other scientifically validated research on treatment. Mind you, the end goal of Smart Recovery in other programs like it is not total abstinence. With this program and others like it, there's no admittance of powerlessness one has. They don't work to make you think you are an unworthy creature, a sinful mealworm. I'm sorry, kids, the Easter Bunny does not exist. Sorry to burst that bubble. My definition of sobriety, or one I'd like to offer, lives in the gray areas, a constructive and practical sobriety that promotes a life balance. Don't be drunk at work. Probably not a good idea to drink while you're at the gym. And really, don't show up drunk at court when you're on trial for being intoxicated while operating an aircraft, Denzel. Duh. But what goes better with a juicy-ass filet than a glass of red? Raise your glass and toast that bubbly on New Year's, then have the sober sense to take a cab. Or at the Cubs game. Okay, the Dodgers game. I'm here now. Get sober and get a beer. Enjoy the sensual splendor of life with moderation. Now please, my dear hearts, please raise your glasses. I don't have one right now. Thank you. Just don't be a drunk.